Hey there, I hope you're doing well. Let's do a reading, shall we? Hold on 1 second, I gotta rearrange this camera. Okay. I don't know about you, but I've been really stressed out today. And I have no good reason for it either. Just seems to be something that's in my field. I don't know. I'm gonna do this reading a little differently than normal. I guess most of them have really been different anyway. And despite all of this frustration I feel, there's such a sense of peace underneath it. It's almost like when you pour soda into a glass and all the bubbles start fizzing up on top, but the soda is underneath the bubbles. That's what it feels like. Like the good feeling is the soda and the bubbles are all the stress and stuff that's coming out to be released. I'll start going through the cards in a minute. I want to have a not a clear comprehension of it. I want the story to be further elaborated on before I start any of it. Oh, looky here, the King of Swords yet again. Okay. You're holding on to something, and the fact that you've held on to something for so long, something material that has affected your emotional well-being, the way you perceive the world, the way you move through the world, you've held on and grounded yourself in an emotional state that hasn't been serving you. And it was caused due to someone taking something from you that wasn't theirs to begin with. But they took it from you to free you from the bondages you've placed upon yourself, to move forward with grace and gratitude, and knowing that the conflict is behind you and what you're moving forward with is a levity, a lightness that allows you to balance your life much better than you had before, to be able to manifest the things you want, which is a balance without having to hold on to what you were holding on to. It's kind of like holding a piece of hot coal and you're expecting it to cool down before your skin burns, and someone came and took that hot coal from you, and you didn't realize how easy it would be to move on from it and towards something better until it was taken from you. And it wasn't really even taken from you, because the bottom of the deck over here is the Four of Cups. You were just holding on to something to be spiteful in a way. It didn't serve you, it only hurt people around you, it caused people to see you and themselves in a way that wasn't authentic. Manifestations were made and intentions were set and spells were cast and thoughts were, thunk that weren't authentic. They were coming from a place of pain. And that sense of arrogance and pride that says you're right and they're wrong, and no matter what happens, that, that no matter what happens, you'll always be right. Because it's been ingrained in your system, the male and female side of you, the child and the mother, the religion, the traditions, all of it within you that you were holding on to, and you thought that it was leading you towards a place of success. But what it was really doing is showing you that what you were holding on to was a poison. It was killing you. This could be a habit. This could be a way you were looking at somebody. This could be what you're perceiving in the world and what you're putting into your body. Honestly, it feels like you were stubbornly holding on to something that you knew was damaging a relationship and I don't mean a relationship as in just you and someone else. It includes your relationship with all of life. Look at this guy. It's fear that he's holding on to. Fear of poverty, fear of being weak and sick and ill, and covering himself in this cloak of grief to maintain this, like, what he or she perceives to be an earthly connection. You know, with this false crown and these feet that don't go anywhere unless there's some purpose to, you know, some guarantee that you're not going to touch the dirt, that you're not going to be held accountable for whatever it is you've held on to that's caused so much pain. It's so funny how even your worst enemies can become your allies if you simply release the need to have an enemy. Yeah, there are dark forces in the world. Yeah, there are magicians working against you and for you. Yeah, the power is within you. Look at this. The shaft is right where the shaft would be, and you can't really tell if this magician's male or female, because the true power to manifest comes from, I guess the word is androgyny or hermaphroditism, where you bring in the masculine and the feminine energy. But in order for that table to have something else on it, something must be released. And what that is it's up to you. Like, it's relevant to your situation specifically, but you know what it is. First card is, like, the first two cards were these two. Holding on to something and realizing through the act of holding on to that it's not serving you or the kingdom behind you. And releasing that and picking up your own energy, claiming your own birthright, who you are and what you know. Claiming that all of the people in the world around you were all branches off the same tree. And this kind of reminds me of the pale rider, the biblical things about the rider on the white horse. It doesn't have to be bad. It doesn't have to be a doom and gloom. It doesn't need to be any of that. The number 6 is a number of alignment. So these people that were battling each other, the 3 wands waiting, the 3 wands going in some direction, the 1 wand being claimed by, yourself and moving forward with this entourage behind you. None of it means anything, because after that you're by yourself again with less than what you started. But you don't seem to realize that it's less than what you started, because what you left behind, what you let go of, was the thing that was causing you to be weighed down. Like, you gave 1 pentacle to that ship and it's going the other way, 1 pentacle to this ship and it's going the other way, and you held on to 2. And those 2 moving together in perfect balance. But the 2 you gave away, they're not serving the people that you gave it to either. Like, it could be blame or guilt or accusations or whatever you were holding on to, and you're like, that's not mine, that's theirs. But again, you got to look at it in a yin-yang way. It could be theirs, but it was also yours. And without it, you seem to feel maybe a little foolish, like in a dunce hat, doing your little dance, trying to figure out which way to go next. But you're still missing the point. It's like you find a moment of peace and success, and you think that it's all, fine and dandy. But the underlying energy is still that you've been wronged, and you wronged someone. So how do you get through this, right? What is it that you should be aware of in this situation that will make sense to you and specifically to you? Three of Pentacles, Four of Swords, bottom of the deck, the Fool. You know, one of the first explanations of this card I heard is that a couple is working with Source to bring about a new vision of the future. One of the first definitions I heard of this is that you're putting down all the fighting, all the wars, everything, and you're just resting within yourself. You're aware of all the sanctity of the past and the light within and the balance and the chess game that's going on around you, but you're above it. You're still in it, but you're not a part of it. It's almost as if the story has been about you all along, but you've been holding on to this version of you that wasn't real. It was like a brainwash program type of thing that misaligned your mind and your heart and had you walking in a direction that weighed you down. When in reality, the kingdom is all yours. The life, the love, it's all for you. And for everybody in the world. So holding on to just what you think is yours keeps you separated from the collective. But the collective, you have to be separated from them, because in order for you to be truly connected to the collective, you have to be your own. You have to dance your own song, or dance to your own song. And you've been dancing to a song of someone who's been betrayed. And you can't really manifest something positive out of that when what you're constantly bringing up in your energetic field is that you've been betrayed, you've been manipulated. You know, someone walked away with your victory and you're left here holding on to, you know, your Four Pentacles, thinking that that's all you have. And here you're being told that you should work with someone. There's a great collective, there are good people out there that have pentacles of different origin, but they all are making the same image. The masculine, the feminine, the in-between, all working towards the tree of life, the tree of infinity. You don't know where this image goes. You don't know where that stone path leads. But they know that it's better than staying here and holding on to this. And in order to find a way forward, you have to take the two swords of indecision and put them down. There's nothing to decide between right now other than love and fear. You have to take the other sword of new thought and clarity and cutting yourself free of all the chains that bind you. Put that down, because you're not bound. And pick up the sword of truth and cut through your own lies. Cut through the excuses you make to keep yourself separated and alone, and rejoin your family, your true family, the ones you thought that didn't care, the ones you thought that weren't there for you, even the one within yourself, the aspects and shadows within you that you buried and thought were not worth your love. Give them a new chance. After you do, after you acknowledge within yourself that you are just as much shadow and light. All of those wands that were supporting you, that you thought were genuine and that had your back, come back with spirit and two more sources of power for you. All of them that have your back. Truly. Through the mists, through the fog, through the waves, through the mountains, through the grass, through the light, they have you. They take care of you. But you have to realize you can take care of yourself too. Are you noticing how this message seems to be yin and yang? It keeps going from like a loop. It goes from what you're holding on to what you're letting go to. It seems to be the same, like a link that's tied like this. You can't let go of something unless you acknowledge you're holding on to something, and you can't acknowledge that you're holding on to something until you realize that there's something new, something better, and that what was being held on to wasn't really true. Like the anger, the bitterness, the resentment, the fear, the treachery, the betrayal, it wasn't really true. It was from your point of view and your lessons and the way you've learned life. When you release that and realize that even those dark aspects, even the treachery, regardless of how you perceived it, there was truth in it. I mean, these are swords. They're thoughts, they're beliefs, they're intentions in a way. And she has the heartache, the grief. She picked it up and walked away with it. Like somebody caused you pain and ran off. They didn't even decide to do so. They did it like an instinct. And she's going over there to pick up that sword of truth, but she notices someone's watching her, and all these birds are flying, which means something big is coming and making a noise. Where even the treachery that was caused to you and the silence and the indecision means nothing. It means nothing if you can't see the purpose of it to get you, that the purpose of it was to get you to move forward in life. Not to punish you, not to keep you stuck in a situation, not to bind you into some, golden chains, but to keep you from making another mistake. Because just as easily as you got these 6 wands to back you up, you're eventually going to have to turn around and keep those 6 wands at bay too. So what do you do? How do you deal with this? How do you deal with this loop of suffering and peace, letting go and accepting, receiving and giving? Where is the balance in this for you? And how do you know you're letting go of the real thing or a false thing? What, like... Oh. You feel like the light within you is broken and that you're not worth being you anymore. That someone harmed you or took something from you in such a way that it devalued who you are. And that all you had left was to hold on to what was left. But it's not true. Even in the darkest places, there is still light. Even if the light seems fractured and broken and shattered into pieces, there is still light. Just make certain that it's true light you're staring at, not a screen. That what you're doing is painting a picture of the future for you that is better than what's been. Utilizing the organic, natural light as well as the false light that you've painted. Because in some way it's all true. Pain, the suffering, the love, the joy, it's all pictures, all memories, all experiences. And you can hold on to them as long as you want. You can dance around and, avoid and make noise and laugh and cry and do whatever. Go for it. But in order for you to see your own light, you're going to have to look in and up. Not just to your past. Not just discarding everything you think that has served its purpose. But to realize that all those things are still a part of you. This could be so many different things, but I'm going to leave it at that. I hope this serves you. Let's pull one more card. Look. Justice. And bottom of the deck again, 8 of Wands. And the Hierophant again, yikes. The Hierophant's down over here too. You have had something so deeply ingrained within you that you have lost sight of what's actually there, and the simple act of the universe or your friends or neighbors having lied to you and convinced you that what you were doing is right based on their opinions and judgments really hurt you. You believed in lies and you made them truth. And in doing so, you lost something very dear to you. And that thing that was dear to you, or whether it's a person, an aspect of yourself, a job, a child, a pet, plant, whatever it was that made you feel more like you and made you feel successful, when that was taken from you, you felt like it was done, it was over, that there was nothing to bring back, that just move on already kind of thing. But you never did. You never moved on. You stared at what was and what could be, and you just refused it. Whether this is your true self, you're an aspect of you, an ex, a job, a family member, you weren't listening. Someone was speaking to you and you refused to listen. You refused to communicate back, and in doing so, you caused yourself a new neural network, a new pathway that caused you to see things in such a limited way. You went back down the tracks again of your same old habits and avoided seeing that the 3 cups that were offered to you, they could be the cups of faith, hope, and charity. Because a chapter was closed in your life and another one was attempting to open, but you blocked it out. You blocked it out and attempted to move in a different way, to start a different chapter in your life, not knowing that what you were walking away from was the one thing that could free you. You walked away from yourself and an aspect of yourself that could see the love in other people, the emotional aspect of you, the balance of yin and yang, the directions of which way you want to go and what you want to do. The decision became harder for you because the person that was with you wasn't there anymore. That thing, that energy, that vibration wasn't with you because you had blocked it off. And in blocking it off, it seemed like there was nothing left. You refused to see the growth and the beauty, and you only saw barren land in an empty cup. So you hid back in healing, and you avoided communication, and you denied that there was ever any divinity anyway. And look, another duplicate. Where is it? Another 4 of Swords. You've been silent for so long, resting on the truth that you know to be real, but you refuse to speak it. In refusing to speak it, you separated the king and the queen within yourself. You caused them to go into different paths of life. The king of fire, whether it's male or female, beckoning you, to him or her. But because of the pain that was caused, and the hauntings and the curses that could have been cast, the jinxes, the manipulation that you don't even know about, those things caused so much pain within that queen that you love that she didn't even know how to communicate with you. So she went still and tried to find some form of enlightenment within the world of nature and the emptiness of the white hot room where all creation begins or goes to rebirth itself. In doing that, she found the king within herself, the emperor, the ruler of the natural world, the way to lead herself without you. And in doing so, she was caught within all that grief. And mind you, when I say she or he, you can reverse it in any way you want. Again, another 3 of Cups. A reunion that was denied, which caused grief to both parties. One party waiting for that happily ever after, the other one waiting out of spite. Look at that. Another 4 of Cups. Wanting to put the work into something, to find the balance within yourself and the world around you, to actually attain that which you want. But from the 10 of Cups, removing the reunion, all you're left with is illusion. And through the world of illusion, your chapter that was supposed to close and start over with a new beginning, with your queen, was removed. And if you would reunite with this queen, with this aspect of yourself that you put to the side, such a new chapter would begin in your life, such a deep transformation that will cause all the betrayal in the past of what you've done and what was done to you to be balanced out, which then would cause both of you to look into the same direction and wait for each other. But again, no action was taken, even though the scales are balanced. The work that would have been put in wasn't being put in. And if you start putting the work in slowly, taking that one pentacle and realizing that you can influence the path of your own life, you can both give back to each other. Look, another Six of Pentacles. Both sides can be balanced. Both scales are balanced. But both of you still feel fear and remorse about what actually did occur and what didn't occur. And I'm not going to tell you that, there's still love there, because you obviously know there's still love there. There's a swan there too, and there's beauty. There's such a lush, fertile world that you can both create together. But you need that passion. You need to move forward together, not just separate. When you're separate, the world of illusions and mysteries and fears and the world of the mother becomes overbearing, because you're not putting the work in with someone you want to build a future foundation with. You're remaining within the arms of a being or an energy that wants to cut you free of it so that you can move forward for your happily ever after and your future home. So what was taken from you was meant to bring you back to who you are and what you want. And you already know what that is. You just need the strength within you to reconnect with those that you love, instead of walking away from them all the time, sitting on your high and mighty throne thinking that you're going to be better than them because you're better off alone. But in secret, you sit there every night staring out the window, wishing on the stars to undo the damage that was done. And when communication comes to you and you're like, hey, how are you? What's going on? This and this and that. You just cut them off completely. You're like, I don't even want to hear it. I'm not even going to respond. Which means you've been listening to the voice of the devil within you, instead of moving forward with a simple offer, simple communication to see better days, because you know that can happen. But because of the wounds of the past and the damage that was done, you've been too afraid to communicate. So when messages come in, you go the other way, because you're tired of what you felt and how much hurt you've been through. But what you don't realize is communication with this offer brings a new beginning to where the pain that was caused is healed by the reuniting forces of those energies within you, to where you can see that everything you've collected and all the wars you fought and all the damage you've gone through was to give you that 10th wand, that true inner power that would put the worst to rest and bring out the best. That way the Queen of Wands that cut things off now has the grace and dignity and integrity of a true queen that allows things to come to her, because she knows within herself she is better than what she was, and so are you. Look at this cloak. Clouds, thoughts, emotions, the robe of purity and innocence, and the crown of justice and fairness and regality and transformation on a seat carved by angels and wreaths and butterflies. And you have such a beautiful future ahead of you if you would just find the strength within you to accept the love that you were building within the last, if we count pentacles as 1 year, like a pinnacle in your life, or just simply a pinnacle that happened in your life, could be within the last 7 years, that you thought was over and failed, but it wasn't. The seed was just blooming. Like a bamboo tree takes like 5 or so years or something to grow. So the home you want can be yours, but what the conflict that you've been holding on to has to go. You cannot be angry at something that happened that you also had a part in. Whether you did it to yourself or was done to you or others influenced you, you also played a part. All these people have their wands up, all of them. None of them are innocent in this conflict. But 2 people have suffered greatly because of it. How much longer do you want to keep manifesting that same old pain, When you know that the reality is that you need to get on your horse and ride forward with communication, whether it's angry or violent or whatever, because by the time you get to the point of actually opening your mouth, you will realize that all those negative traits mean nothing, and you will choose a path of grace and power and beauty and respect, which will bring you to your home and true success. And look at this. The white knight and the dark knight. You've been through both. You found the power and meaning in all of it. 2 aces and a tower. You could very well be moving soon to a new place of residence. The Knight of Wands coming to reignite something that was gone because they have learned from within themselves that there is no white wolf or black wolf within you. There is good and evil in some way, and there is pure destruction and pure creation. But overall, they are all energies that keep you trapped. Because a true way to do anything is to acknowledge that the illusions and the control and the deceit serve a purpose to bring you into humbleness within yourself. To know that the fires and the waters can come together. That the failures of the past and the slow-moving progress of the future will bring an end to the pain that you've endured and bring in a new cycle to where you don't have to sit there and watch somebody you care about from far away and pretend that you don't exist in their life when they are the star that you've been seeking, the star you wished on, the queen that you walked away from. Look at this, another hermit. You walked away from this and you took the offer away and you denied any kind of connection when all you wanted is that connection, to bring those 2 cups together again. Oh, darling. But you're afraid that something has transformed so much that you can't give it love anymore. That what was once maybe male is now female, or what was once dead is now alive, or what was once, grown up is now transformed into a child and been reborn, and it's not there anymore. But it still is. It just disappeared for a while to create wisdom within itself, to rise up and accept the love within itself again, and within you. You think that things were turned upside down and you went to so many different places and gave your cup to so many different faces, when all you wanted was to go back to that queen, that you thought things were over with and now she's on her own doing her own thing and doesn't need you. But all she wants is to be with you again, and she watches you from a distance just as much as you watch her from a distance, because you both know that you belong with each other. The King of Cups. You want to put the work in with this person again, but you think it's too late, that the damage you caused and the way you acted would never be accepted again. It would be denied. But all she wishes for and all she waits for is for you to accept yourself and the emperor that you truly are inside, and make that offer for a better day, a better night, because you both are each other's wish come true. You both are family to each other. You both hold on to each other and found what you needed to within yourselves. Now comes the time to make a decision to move forward and let go of what was in the past. And even if you have nothing but 2 pentacles left, move forward together. Look at this mess I just made on this table. And if this isn't about a male or a female or a partnership, this is about an aspect of you that you denied. If we look at it in like a the last unicorn kind of way, the Red Bull is also you. Mommy Fortuna and King Haggard are also aspects of you. Just because you don't like them or you don't like the way they look or talk or feel doesn't mean that they are any less worthy or any less what you wished for. The sun and the moon shine differently. The stars in the sky and the light in the night. They're all different, but they all still serve a purpose. Allow what you want to come to you. And look over here. The archway right here. And that tree. It's like the Where is it? Right here. It's like this. If you work together with this aspect of yourself or this person, better days will come. Even from the ruins of what was, you will still be able to build more because you are divinely guided together. Have faith. Know that what's meant to be will be if you allow it to be. The universe can't turn the page for you unless you allow that page to be turned. You're co-creating with infinity. Be kind to yourself. Truly, truly be kind. And be kind to those that have wronged you and those that you've wronged. There is no excuse for evil behavior. There is no justification for good behavior. But in the now, in the present moment, right here and right now, you have a choice that you can make to be better than what you were and move forward instead of being a stone in the ground that does nothing but stop growth. Allow the growth to grow over you. And look, there's a wee little heart right there. Even in the most unmoving places, love can grow. And luck is on your side. Better days are coming. And no matter which way you look at it, and how you flip it around, and which way you try to distort this image or your own perception, there is love there. Allow it to flow. I love you. This was fun. A little messy. Oh, a little weird, but fun. See you later.